Hello my gorgeous babes out there, and welcome. In today's video I'm going to be playing with the new Meet Me in Midnight palette. This is my first time trying out Lois Cosmetics, and I am very excited to test out their formula, do some looks, do some swatches, and give you guys my thoughts on the palette and the brand. But before we get into it, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun colorful makeup content. So if those are things you like to watch, please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Alright my little love bugs, I'm here for another palette review. I know I've been doing these kind of back to back, but I did a lot of purchases in February. There was just so many amazing launches that came out, but I promised you guys in the next following months I'm going to scale it back because I need to get back to my low buy. Like I already failed the beginning of this year, but that's okay. I have a chance to keep getting better in the following months, but I'm very excited to try out this brand. I've been very curious about Lois Cosmetics. They came out with a Meet Me in the Underworld palette. I think that was last year, and the color story was beautiful. It was like a very green palette, but I held off for some reason, but I did see a lot of good reviews on their formula and everything. And then this year they came out with the Meet Me in Midnight palette, and I thought this color story fit me to a T, and I was like, I finally want to try the brand. But if you haven't heard of Lois Cosmetics, they are a indie brand. They're female owned and they're based out of London, UK, and the brand actually launched in March 2020. So they came out right at the beginning of the pandemic, and it seems like they were able to fare through it and do well, and a lot of people seem to be really enjoying their products. So I'm very excited to finally try Lois Cosmetics, which I believe Lois is also a professional makeup artist, so she decided to come out with her own brand. But I'll show you guys up close what this palette looks like. It goes for $39. I love this packaging. Here is the back of it, and they are also a vegan and cruelty-free brand. And then here are the shadows. Oh, look at that. There's a big mirror in here too, but these tones are everything, and it was supposed to be like midnight inspired tones. It looks like there's 7 mattes in here, and then the rest are shimmers. From what I can see on their website, they describe the shimmers as either smooth shimmers, soft shimmers, or just shimmer. So I'm assuming that maybe there's like different formulas in the shimmers here. And then this midnight shade looks like it's a matte black with little shimmers in it. So I want to create a couple looks. I'll do 3 if I have enough time, but I'm just so intrigued and ready to slap this out my eyes and see what I can come up with and see how the formula is. So I think I'm gonna zoom you guys in now, start creating some looks, and then I can give you guys like my thoughts at the end. All right, got you guys zoomed in. I pulled my hair back, and do you guys see these cute little earrings? I was trying to have like the midnight vibes, you know, with the moon and stuff. But let's get into this palette right here. I want to do the purples. Like that's what I'm feeling right now. Maybe like an all matte look with these, and maybe use that in the inner corner. Like, who am I? I'm a shimmer girl and I want to do an all matte look, but the mattes are just so pretty in here. So I think I want to start off with the shade called Disturbed, and use that in the outer portion. Yeah, and then we'll use the lighter one like all over like the lid. I'm just using this like Nabla brush from the Ruby collection, and I'm just gonna kind of stamp it on first and see the pigmentation. Let's see. It has pretty good depth. This might be maybe a more buildable formula. No, I mean, I think the pigmentation is pretty good on this. It's looking good so far. This is like a deepened, kind of bluish purple, very cool toned deep purple. So I do want to take a little bit of the face shade, the light pastel purple, and I'm gonna use that to blend the edge of this just to soften things up. I did get a comment about blending the edges more, you know, so I'm gonna work on my blending skills a little more. So I want to get like a flat brush, and I want to pack phase right here, phase all over my lid, and see how pigmented that pastel purple is. It's so pretty. I love these kind of colors. And put that like all over the front part. I'm gonna pack it on. See how pigmented that is. Ooh, that is such a pretty purple pastel. So I'm just gonna mimic pretty much what's up here on the lower lash line. And there's not really any fallout with these shades. I feel like the mattes are more like firmly pressed in the pan, but they're still picking up really nicely on the brush. It's still giving really good pigmentation. They're not like a super powdery formula at all. Now I am getting a little bit of fallout down here, but minimum. And usually shades like this can have a lot of fallout from them. So now I'm going to go in to the Midnight shade because I have to make it get even smokier. We'll see how that lays on top of the deep purple matte. And this one has little shimmers in it, but usually those shimmers never like really show and they kind of just fall off. But I really care about how like deep and opaque this is and how well it will lay over, which, I mean, you can already tell how much it's darkening up the look and making it a little bit more smoky. Ooh, yeah, wow. This is laying on top of that purple matte wonderfully, like, wow. So I do want to put in the shade Half Moon, this light purple, as my inner corner. So I'm just going to take this little flat brush right here. I'm going to go into Half Moon. I'm going to see how well it picks up on the brush. I haven't swatched any of these shades. It picks up really well, so I'm going to try just without like wetting the brush. Wow. That picked up so well on the brush, and it's spreading really easily too without even wetting it. I love that. Now I'm curious to see what will happen if I wet it with some setting spray. Can it be even more intense? We'll try it on the other side. Yeah, it just makes it like a little bit more smoother. But I think either way looks fine. Like, you don't have to wet your brush. I just prefer to. And there wasn't any like shimmer fallout. This is a very smooth metallic. All right, so I think I want to take this look to the next like cosmic level, okay? Now, if you were like mimicking this look, you can leave this part out, but I do want to go in with a little bit of pressed glitter, maybe in the outer part, maybe a little bit on top in the inner portion, right? Wouldn't that be kind of fun? I'm going to use the Nabla glitter palette, and I think I want to use these two shades, maybe this in the inner and this on the outer edge part. But first I'm going to lay down some of the Give Me Glow glitter primer because these Nabla ones don't really have like a tacky base to them. So I want to make sure that they really stick. So I'm just going to like tap some, maybe, well, put some back over here. Maybe tap it out a little bit because that's where I want it, like on that edge right here. And I'll put a little bit right in that center because I want to put some glitter primer there. Just right in the center, and a little bit more out here on this edge too. So I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Permanent in the Miami Lights palette, and I'm just gonna dab that on the edge. Oh yeah, yeah, I needed that in my life. That makes it so fun. And, you know, it's not like directly by the eye, so you don't have to worry too much about these. And then I'm going to take this one right here called Aries. And I'm going to use the little brush. I used the glitter primer. And I'm going to just stamp that on. So there we go. That's it. I think this is fun. I like the little pressed glitter addition. It makes it very like galaxy, starlight kind of vibes for me. So I'm going to finish off the rest of my look off camera, and then I'll be back. I'll show you guys the finished look. All right, I am back, and here's the finished look. I'll just show you guys my eyes and everything. I think this is really pretty. I love how more dramatic and darker and like midnight-ish that it is. It's perfect for like a nighttime look. I just stuck to the theme. I like committed, okay? So I went in with like a more dramatic dark lippy. I felt like this shade is just perfect for this eye look, and it's not every day that I get to wear a shade like this on my lips, at least for me. So I went in with the Kaleidos lip glaze. I went in with the shade Scorpion Fruit, which is a black and purple. I topped it over with a little bit of Mercury Wave, which is a lighter grayish purple to lighten up like the center just a little bit. So I mixed those together, and then I went in with the Nabla Cupid's Arrow in number 6. It's a like midnight blue shade in the waterline. I just wanted to keep it darker there. And I also used the Major Pleasure mascara from Nabla, and I also am wearing the Glamlite Chocolate Donut lashes again. And I am just happy with how everything came out. Hopefully you guys like this look. So I think we should now get into the next look. So I'm gonna go into the shade Ambiguous. This is just a light, like peachy nude. I wanted to start off with the lighter shades and then go into the darker matte, just to see how it works going that route, just because I really wanna like test the formula in this palette since it's so new to me. Now I want to go into the Nocturnal shade, the green matte, which looks like it has depth to it, and I'm going to go in with this like little brush on the outer corner and work slowly to see how that lays over that peachy matte. I'm focusing this on the outer corner, and then I'm going to like slowly bring it into the crease little bit below that peachy nude. Then I'm gonna go into this like flatter, denser brush back into the Nocturnal shade, and I'm just gonna try to build up the color a little bit more, since I went more in like a sweeping motion at first. Kind of put it on lightly, so I just want to build up the color. So now I'm gonna take the Nocturnal shade on the lower lash line and blend it out with the peachy shade. Just keeping everything consistent down here as well. I'm gonna go in with the Give Me Glow glitter primer all over the lid. I wanna see how the shades perform over a glitter primer as well, just to see like if it will make these even more intense. So I wanna go into the shade called the Same Stars. Ooh, that looks like a goldy, greeny, olive metallic. Oh, look how that picked up on the brush. And I'm gonna use that on the outer edge. Ooh, that is pretty creamy. I love these kind of like greeny gold shades. They look so good with like green mattes. I just cleaned off my brush, and now I'm gonna go into the Guided shade, the Peachy Light Shimmer. And I'm gonna use that in the inner portion. Wow, these pick up incredible on a brush. And I'm just gonna use that in the inner portion where I didn't lay down that greeny gold shade. And I'm just gonna get them to mesh into one another. I'm gonna take some of Guided and use that as my inner corner highlight too. All right, so this is everything that I'm gonna do for the look. I'm gonna go off camera, finish this look up, and then I will be right back. So here is the finished look. I really like this. I like the mix of the green and the peachy shades and like that greeny gold shade. So I kept it pretty simple on this one. I just went in again with the Glamlite Chocolate Donut lashes. I did use the LA Girl Shockwave Metallic Eyeliner in Ocean. It's basically the same green as the green matte. I also used my Thrive Mascara. And then I decided to keep it peachy with a peachy lipstick from Buxom. This is the Full Force lipstick in Icon. I love these. They're so sheeny and juicy. And I just wanted this look overall to be not as dramatic as the first one. So I'm very happy with how this turned out. Now I don't think I'll have time to do a third look for this video, but I do feel like I have a good idea about how I feel about this palette so far. So let's get into like my final first impressions. All right, my loves, we made it to the end of this video, and I'm so sorry I could not do a third look, but I have other products that I need to film with and other videos I need to do, so I had to wrap up this video. But I feel like these two looks kind of gave me an idea of how I feel about the formula, and I definitely plan to do a third look. I will probably do a Instagram reel filming that third look, so definitely check out for that on my Instagram. It will be on my Brici_beauty page. But I really do like this palette so far. I think everything performed really nicely in terms of the shadows that I use. The mattes were blendable, they had good pigmentation, they were buildable, they laid on top of each other really nicely. Like this midnight shade is such a nice, like deep opaque matte black, and I love when a palette has a good matte black in it. It does have a little bit of like shimmer specks in it, but they kind of just like dust right away. You don't really see it on the eyes. And then this deeper purple had really good pigmentation. Now the green one, I felt like you had to build it up a little bit more to get it fully opaque, but it was still really nice, really blendable. It laid over the peach really nicely. And the like other shades, like this is such a beautiful like softer purple. It was really pigmented. This was a really nice like nudie peach. And I feel like the metallics in here are very creamy. They're very foiled. They're like that traditional foiled metallic. They're not like really sparkly like the other shades that I've been seeing like in other palettes. They're just more traditional buttery, creamy, opaque metallics. They pick up really well on a brush. You don't even need to wet it. You don't really need to go over with your finger. I don't even think you need a glitter glue with these because they just go on the lids so nicely and spread so easily. I do feel like some are a little bit more intense and some are a little bit more, I guess, satin almost. Like this one, the purple one, the light purple one, to me is more like a satin, but then I feel like the Same Stars one is really like more intense and like buttery. So I do feel like some of the shimmers have like different intensities to them, but overall so nice. I really enjoy this. I definitely want to do some more looks with this. I feel inspired by this color story. Now I do feel like it does lean dark, but it's supposed to be inspired by midnight, so that would make sense. There's not really any super light like mattes or super light shimmers that work perfectly as an inner corner. Like I was able to use this one, and probably this peachy one is like the lightest, but I feel like this one still had somewhat of a like a darker undertone to it, like a darker base, so it wasn't as light as I would like it. And I feel like this is not super pastel enough to be like a true inner corner highlight as well. But overall, beautiful palette. I enjoyed using it. I love both of the looks that I was able to create, and I hope this kind of gave you an idea about the formula and the palette and helped you decide whether you wanted to pick this up or not. But please let me know in the comments below what you think of the looks I created. Did you pick up this palette? Did you pass? I would love to hear your thoughts on everything. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video and you like a lot of fun and colorful makeup content, please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will link all the makeup I'm wearing. I'll link the palette, other videos of mine you might be interested in, as well as my contact and social media platforms. Like I said, I'm on Instagram as Brici Lifestyle and Brici_beauty. I would love for you to join my Instagram fam as well. But thank you guys so much for being here, for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate all of y'all. You guys are so sweet. And I just hope that you guys are all doing well wherever you are in the world. And I'm just sending you guys all so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.